How many fonts are there? Thousands. How long's a piece of string? Franklin, obviously, Garamond, Perpetua, Times, Futura, Caslon, Baskerville. List is endless. Universe, endless. There's thousands of different suitcases, thousands of fonts out there. Some of them just last forever, some come and go. Type was all over the place in the 40s and 50s. It was what we call a bit of a typographical cocktail. Thing is type dead. No, type isn't dead because it's there, there's loads of it. It's just the art of typography is dead. Too much stuff out there and they just slap it down. Let's bring the art of type back to life again. Go back to the Sumerians, the Bronze Age. That's when they used to sort of use scribes and carve into clay discs and clay plates. From there it went to hieroglyphics with Egypt. 1800 BC in China, there was a Cheng Chao, a guy that created the pictograms, the calligraphy based on animal tracks, animal prints. So that became an Asian sort of look. If I was a font, that'd have to be Franklin Gothic Extra Bold Condensed. I love it. It's classic. Sans serif, designed in 1902 by a guy called Maurice Fuller. Gothic in those days was a term meaning sans serif. It looks great. It's bold, simple, it says what it has to say. It looks fantastic on any bit of communication. Moving forward, going straight into Europe, 1470, you had the Italian movement, which was the humanist movement, where they designed the Times Romans, which were very mathematical, and that became sort of a look and feel. A human movement meaning like handwriting, so it was based on scribes. Do you feel type can give off psychological effects to the viewer? Definitely. They can make you laugh, cry, make you feel sick. That's the good use of type. That's when it's trying to sell you something. How to Kill a Baby, there's a headline for you. That sort of gives some sort of emotion. That's type working at its best, basically. 1600s, 1692, you got William Caslon, John Baskerville, English typographers there from the Midlands. Baskerville's probably still is one of the most legible fonts on the planet. Bibles, classics, books, manuscripts, all sorts of periodicals use Baskerville because it's very easy on the eye. How important is type in the design process? Well, one word is crucial. I mean, you can't sort of just forget about the type. You just got to work with the design, try different typefaces, pull in a typographer or someone that loves type. In 1883, you had the Art Nouveau movement, which was very much a rebelliousness against the classic sort of Italian English fonts, the serifs. Art Nouveau wanted to have free expression. They wanted the type to be almost like an animal that could crawl and move and mould and shape and form. 1900s, the Futurists. 1945, you got into the Futuras, the Bauhaus. Switzerland started to cut fonts that were sharp and modern, using sort of like photo setting sort of techniques. It became very, very, very sharp and clean. Type was all over the place in the 40s and 50s. It was what we call a bit of a typographical cocktail. There was fonts used, all sorts of mess. The ads layouts looked bad. There was no branding of the brand. There was no look and feel. It's only in the 60s when Bill Bernbach came along and Helmut Krohn, and they started doing these Volkswagen ads, Futura, which is still going today. There's various cuts now of the font, but it just looked so great, and that became a look and a feel. That was over in America. What happened then was in London, they sort of sent some of the art directors over there to work with Bernbach, came back to London, and England started to get its own look and feel. They started using sort of serifs, like Garamond, Perpetua, Palatino, big sort of fonts, nicely sort of kerned, big photos, lots of shaped type. So England sort of had its own look. Two continents sort of had this thing going with type and art direction, which became synonymous with the country. Different countries do have their own style. As I mentioned earlier on, Day and Burnback, America, Futura came into vogue. With Apple coming out in the 80s, it's Garamond condensed. All sorts of agencies started to pick up on this condensing of serif fonts, so that was a bit of a North American look. In England, it was a bit more open, the fonts. It was a different feel. In Australia and Asia, it was very simple. It was back into the Franklins and very basic, strong fonts. So yeah, there was a bit of a look around the world. From there on, it's just the digital revolution. Now it's like, well, everything's everywhere, which brings me back to that thing, is type dead? No, type isn't dead, because it's there, there's loads of it. It's just the art of typography is dead. Let's bring the art of type back to life again.